Now, Nigeria's government has reiterated that housing reforms remains a key part of the economic transformation agenda of President Goodluck Jonathan. At an investor conference in Lagos earlier today, I caught up with Finance Minister Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala for an update on the reforms and also touched on the latest on the 2013 budget saga, which has been passed by the legislature but yet to be signed by President Goodluck Jonathan. Let's take a look.
I was just updating investors that the government wants to seize the opportunity to make this sector one of the engines of growth in the economy. We need 17 million units of housing in this country. We need about 2 million units every year. And so there's a big gap. But one of the most critical constraints is housing finance. We just don't have, the access to mortgage finance for young people and developers that we need in the economy.
Okay, so how are we addressing that?
So to address that, we are developing a Nigerian mortgage finance institution that is going to be able to put 10 to 15 year money to those who want to borrow for mortgages. It's going to be a private sector institution. It will be, the government will take a small part in it. It will be able to refinance mortgages so that mortgages, there'll be a secondary market created. They can be bundled and resold, which we don't have now. So with all of that, at an interest rate that is reasonable, because we're driving inflation down in the economy, we should be able, we hope within the next 12 to 15 months to launch this institution. The World Bank is helping us with a liquidity facility of about $300 million. We're going to float some bonds, on the back of the government's balance sheet to make this institution work well. It will be private sector owned. We'll only have a small share. We want it to be private sector driven, but it will open up possibilities so that those institutions, both the commercial banks, savings and loans and others, will be able to have access. This will be a refinancer, that will be able to bundle mortgages from these and purchase them from such institutions. I think this will unleash a whole mortgage finance market. But it's not only the finance that is an issue. We also have to deal with issues of land titling, land consolidation with infrastructure, so that developers can work, and also even with foreclosure, on the legal side, because if people cannot foreclose, if mortgages are not paid, they won't be interested in finance institutions. We are planning to do that by working with 5 of our states, such as the Federal Capital Territory, Lagos State, Bauchi, Anambra, and others who have volunteered on a pilot basis to launch this. Once we've got everything ironed out there, we're going to launch it nationwide. So it's really exciting. IFC is working with us, the World Bank is working with us, DFID, various other organizations are supporting.
It certainly sounds very interesting, but if you can share a quick comment on the budget, can you just give us the latest on that? There is speculation that the National Assembly has treated the budget, but the presidency is not happy with it. Now there's even speculation that the National Assembly is likely to go ahead to go on to pass the budget without the president's assent. Can you just give us?
Well, I can only speak from the executive side. Yeah. Yes, there's been speculation that Mr. President is refusing to sign the budget for whatever reason. Mr. President is very desirous of signing the budget if we work out all the challenges and issues confronting the budget. And, we've returned the budget to the National Assembly. We are working with them in a very constructive manner. We actually had an excellent meeting on Thursday, I think it was, chaired by the Deputy Senate President and the Deputy Speaker, with the chairman of committees, with ministers from the government side, where we were talking about ironing out the gray areas and the remaining issues in order to make this a budget for that the Nigerian people, that will do the best for them. I think both sides have the same objective. How can we get a budget that is implementable and good for the Nigerian people? So we've been trying to tackle those areas one by one. The areas of additional capital, additional projects, how will we be able to implement them properly? The areas of recurrent expenditure where, we need to fix a few issues in that. So that's where we are. And we hope that with good dialogue and good work together, within a week, we should be able to come to some conclusion. So there's no lack of will. Mr. President has actually instructed me to work as constructively, the team, with them. And they, on their own side, are trying to do the same.